Hello, and welcome to my Week 9 contribution for the Deneb roguelite game project. This week's plan was to combine and test all the elements we've been creating over the past 6 weeks and fix any of the bugs we found. In addition, Zach needed help creating a basic store in the pause menu, so I created this as well. Regarding bugs, Zach noticed the shield was passively destroying boxes when walking into them. We originally had 2 collision volumes on the box, one trigger and the other collider, because the shield had a weapon tag, which made it difficult to distinguish it from other weapons. This was solved by removing the trigger volume on the box. Since neither objects were triggers, the event would not fire on a shield collision. However, since all other weapons were triggers, this event would properly fire on weapon hits. Next, we found that reflecting fireballs off the shield made the game too easy. Chris set up the shield to fizzle the fireball on the shield instead. However, no matter how it was checked in code, it always reflected the fireball because it was still technically a weapon. To fix this, the overlapped collider had to be checked if it was a trigger again so as not to reflect the fireball. When fizzled, the fireball's trigger volume was deactivated so it would not harm the player. I then performed some unit tests on each feature I had created to look for other bugs. One I noticed is that bombs would not blow up boxes when they were hit. After some research, I found out that triggers do not work properly if no rigid body, which handles the physics of the object, is attached to the bomb or any other object. I added this to the bomb and it behaved as expected. Next, Chris had created fireball animations on his enemy fireballs, where I had just used a single sprite from his assets. I added an animator to the player fireball and hooked up his default animation so it would animate. Next, projectiles would fly through doors and boxes instead of being destroyed. I added extra checks for these objects in code and destroyed the projectile when it collided with them. In addition, depending on the object hit, I could use Chris's fireball destruction animations to give a more realistic feel. Arrows would stick out of the wall using the same code. After these bugs were fixed, I focused on creating a basic shop UI using Unity's canvas. This would be accessed via the pause menu. I then coded the selection box movement for this menu. This script was very similar to how both the pause and inventory menus were already set up. The only hiccup being to resize the selection highlight if the user navigated to or from the exit button. Depending on the selection location when the user pressed enter, they would purchase the item by checking the player's coin inventory, and then edit their stats if they had enough coins. I wanted to reuse the item class for this, but Unity does not allow instantiation of objects inherited from their base class within code, only inside their editor. Lastly, sounds were added to all menus to make it more immersive for the player. This also helped give the player feedback on whether they could or could not purchase an item. Thank you. This concludes my last progress report update. As our project nears its completion, the final week will be wrapping up and demonstrating our project. Before that, here's an example of the store menu in action. So here I can access the shop. When I press enter, I don't have enough coins, so I'm going to pick up enough coins to actually buy something. Okay, now I have 10 coins. I'm going to go purchase a health potion. You can see as my health updated, I can't purchase anymore because my coin value is 0. And you can also hear the sounds that I added. Thank you very much.